after chaos right at the end of the race at Monza last week that resulted in a thrilling and most extreme drag race to the finish line for the win, we move on from the insanity that was Monza, but moving on to this track, the most unique and technical circuit on the F1 calendar. This is RPL Season 7 F1. We are here for round 15, and this is Singapore. Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tired Ironwolf, and no joke, like I said last week, it came down literally with 2 to go last week in Monza. It was a fight between Jacob and De Chiller until the two leaders came together in the second Lesmos that wound up in Jacob's DNF. The stewards decided to give him a penalty for turning into De Chiller. That resulted in Jack and Beatnik, who are third and fourth. Which, by the way, before that wreck, they were fighting for third. They were fighting for the lead, and it resulted in an extravagant finish where Beatnik beat Jack to win by 1/10 of a second. And it was Beatnik's second win of RPL F1, and he joins TB as a driver to have won a race after being tossed out or leaving a prior academy and moving to a new one. Now that bears in mind, who was third place in Monza last week? Well, that answer went to Reese. But let's move on to the Drivers' Championship. Let's take a peek here. So, once we get all set up. So, in the Drivers' Championship, De Chiller, who is not racing for a while, still leads, but his point lead over De Chiller has fallen from 92 to 79. Cryptic is in third place with 121. In the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull has lost 10 points in their constructor lead over Mercedes, 349 to 298. But Mercedes, though, picked up an 8-point advantage over Ferrari, as Ferrari sits in third with 274. So, let's take a look at this group. So, let us looky here, as first out on the track is Beatnik. But let's take a look at this group from the top all the way to the bottom. So, in Aston Martin, returning back to RPL since season 5 F1 Tier 2, and was also in Tier 2. FGE Stenner makes his RPL return. Bourbon moves from Mercedes Academy, joins the Alpine Academy. He is in the Alpine car. NVR Term moves to Williams. Another returning driver, Cookie, returns. He is in the Mercedes. Christ, I can't remember what the last time Cookie ran in RPL, but I know he is a returning driver. Egg left Ferrari Academy, is now in Mercedes Academy, racing in Williams. Jacob in the Ferrari again. He is filling in once again for TB as he has moved. And word is that TB will be returning to Ferrari action next week in Japan. Now, let's go on board with Beatnik as he's going to be the prelim for the first lap. In Haas, RPL Zakaria back in action after glitches and screwing shenanigans by the F122 game. He is back in action after 1 month away. And some more important news, Zakaria has a contract for next season. He is going to be going to AlphaTauri in Season 8 F1. But for today, he's in Haas. Villadent, Tier 2 driver for Ferrari Academy. He is in the Alfa Romeo, filling in for Rev, who is having some issues. De Chiller was hoping for his first win since Season 1 last week, only to have it dashed with a collision with Jacob. He is in the Red Bull. Maxwell returning back to race again, and he is in the other Ferrari. Beatnik in the Alfa Romeo has been given a contract to Alfa Romeo for Season 8. And side note, like I said before, last week's winner, Zora. Zora went in the Haas. This is his second RPL event. Race in Monza yesterday for Tier 2. Speednik comes across the line, sets the benchmark, 38.6. And let's see, who is next? Well, Red Fire, Alpine. He is here. We have Cryptic in the Red Bull. We have Owen in the AlphaTauri. Now, by the way, with those two, Cryptic got an extension to Season 8 with Red Bull and is in AlphaTauri. And AlphaTauri is Owen. He'll be Zakaria's partner for Season 8. Wavy Knife in the other Aston Martin. We have Tadpole reserving in for AlphaTauri, which, by the way, was Tadpole just put in today. He is going to be in Tier 2 Red Bull next season. And then finally, our McLaren pair of Luke and... Wow, Owen. Owen just gave Luke a 5-place grid job for blocking. That's just sad and a little bit funny. But anyways, Jack and Luke in the McLarens, and for next season, they are actually going to be partners in McLaren next season, and they are also going to be partners in Virtuosi for F2 Season 15. But anyways, so that is your grid, a stacked house for tonight. So here we go. So Cryptic is the person with the fastest timed lap with a 37.6. This will be interesting to say the least. Alright, so let's take a look at our group so far. So, Cryptic 37.6, Reese 38.1, Jack and Red Fire also have 38 ones. Let's see. Beatnik 38.6, Term 38.8, same with Owen. Tadpole 39.8, Wavy 40.2. Cookie just put in a 37.7, and wow! Did Schiller just match his time? But since Cookie did his lap first, He's P2 at this present moment. And then Jacob, 48.5, so he's going to have to try again. We are on with Philodent right now. So let's see what Philodent is going to be able to do. Let's see, if my memory's right, he was a top 5. He was in the top 5 in Monza Tier 2 Cup yesterday. But let's see what he is capable of. Let's see. Mari's got 2. Well, let's see. What's Philodent got? 39.9. Maxwell, he's gonna have to redo his time. Let's see, it looks like that's Jacob. He's gonna restart his run. Looks like Stenner just did his 39.2. Zakaria 39.1, pretty good. But anyways, by the looks of it, we have only 4 drivers yet to set a lap. Those 4 is Bourbon, Egg, Maxwell, and Luke. So those guys are the only ones yet to set a lap. As well as I say it, Maxwell, fastest lap, 37.4. Now here's Luke. Let's see where he is gonna be. It looks like Red Fire has decided to call it. 38.1, he's P7 at this present time, so Red Fire should be okay to get through to Q2. Egg's currently going through Sector 2 as we speak. Looks like we have a car around in the hairpin, or someone slowed down in the hairpin. That is Zakaria. I think he slowed to let the Aston Martin through a Stenner. I think that's why. Anyways, let's see what Egg is capable of for a time. Where's Bourbon? Okay, Bourbon is in the DRS straight. Luke's going through the hand corners. Yep, there is Zakaria around again. Anyways, here comes Egg. We'll finish up his. His time is 40.6. That puts him P17. Jacob had the slowest time at 48. He's got a 37.8. He's got a 37. He's got a 37.8. That puts him P5. That's a very good run for him. Now, where's Luke? Oh, Luke is actually coming out of the final corner now. And he's P6 with a 38.0. So just 0.2 off of Jacob's time. Bourbon's the last one to cross the line. And And here he comes across the line. And Bourbon, 38-0. 14 thousandths of a second off of Luke's time, but P7. And Reese and Maxwell have called it as well. So is Cryptic. So Maxwell and Cryptic, 1 and 2, they're definitely through to Q2. Reese is in 8, and Red Fire, who retired earlier, he's in 10th place. And currently your bottom 5. Our bottom 5 is Zora, 42.7, Egg with a 40.6, Wavy, 40.2, Fanflow, aka Philodin, 39.9, and Tadpole with a 39.8. Actually, speaking of Tadpole, he is actually on a new lap. So, the question is what kind of a lap will Tadpole do to get himself out of the bottom 5? Right now, he has to get past a 39.251 to get into the top 15. And he does with a 39.0. That puts him in P14 and knocks Stenner to the bottom 5. If I had to take a wild guess on who would probably be safe to get him into Q2, that's literally take a look at this gap between Term and Red Fire. 38.8 in a Williams and 38.1 in an Alpine. I mean, literally from 6th place down to 11th, they're separated by a 1/10 of a second. And then literally it's literally a 7/10 of a second gap between P11 and P12. Well, Bourbon has called it, so he is good. I'm not sure how much time is left in Q1 once that thing goes away. There it is. And 3 minutes to go. If I had to guess, what would be a safe time to get through into Q2? I would say right around 38.8 is probably a safe time to get. Is probably going to be close to safe for Q2. So literally with this group that's left to go, even though the bottom 5, Stenner, Wavy, Philodent, Zora, and Egg, they need to do something. I have to say it, but the bottom 5 of the top 15, Red Fire, well, not Red Fire, but Term, Owen, Tadpole, and Zakaria, I think they're going to have to do a little bit extra to ensure that they could get a shot at Q2. It looks like Term is not going to be one of those people. And as that happens, Philodent, 38.5 puts him P12. So he is looks like he could be okay for Q2. But we do not know. Now Stenner is going to be starting his on and out lap. Wavy's going to have to come across, and Stenner is on his final lap of Q1. And he has slight traffic with Jacob just ahead of him, as you can see on the screen there. Where's the rest of this group at? Zakaria is going through the bridge section now into the hairpin. Now into DRS zone number 2. So, now that bears the question is what will happen. As I just noticed, Tadpole has called it. He is P15, 39.0, so he is most definitely gonna have to hope and pray that the bottom 5 either don't be faster than him or they all invalidate. Well, let's see what happens. Here goes Zakaria out of the last 2 corners. Can he beat it? Oh no, he goes spinning 360. He could have had it, but no, it goes south and goes wrong. So Zakaria is gonna miss Q2 because of that spin in the last couple corners. That is heartbreaking. I think Zakaria could have done it if push comes to shove. Here comes Egg now, only P18, that is not enough. And Jacob wants to go fastest, 36.4. Here comes Wavy, no go for him. Now here comes Zora, around the final corner, improves to a 41.2, but he is dead last of this group. So Tadpole, in his case, he has to hope. Actually, no. Tadpole is through because Stenner is taking his sweet time. So we say goodbye to both Haas, both Aston Martins, and the Williams of Egg of Q in Q1. Tadpole safe through to Q2 by the skin of his teeth. I think if the car hadn't spun, Tadpole probably would have been knocked out. So that is unfortunate. Now, so your top three, Jacob, Maxwell, Cryptic, and remember, wherever Luke winds up finishing when qualifying's over, he has a 5-place grid drop. But we'll be right back. Okay, so we are back into it for Q2. For those that are just joining us, welcome to RPL Season 7 of Formula 1. We are in round 15 of 20 of the Formula 1 season at the Singapore circuit. And like I said, those who just joined us, I am your host, Ironwolf, and we had Q1 complete with 5 drivers knocked out. Zora, Stenner, Wavy Knife, Zakaria, and Egg. 2 Haas's, 2 Aston Martins, and 1 Williams were knocked out of Q1. But we move forward. We are in Q2, and just like last time, our first guy is Beatnik. But Beatnik is not going to be the one I will do that. It is going to be Luke that we'll look at, but looks like there was a problem beforehand. It looks like Jacob, a predominant favorite for pole, has been given a 5-place grid drop for causing a collision with Cookie. But by looks of the map, I think Cookie hit the back of Jacob because the group was spacing themselves out for their first run. Jacob is probably not going to be happy about that. So, if Jacob gets pole position in Q3, he'll start P6. So, Jacob joins the club with Luke as drivers with penalties. Luke, 5-place grid drop for blocking Owen. You know, Owen was on an outlap, same as Luke. And Jacob for being hit by Cookie. But the game decided, but the game was like, well, Cookie hit Jacob. Jacob gets the penalty. Because the game is just stupid. That's pretty much what it is. The game's just being stupid. But anyways, Philadelphia had to is back out because of a lag out. Beatnik is the first runner with a 37.9. And Ref Fire makes it happen. Now Bourbon. Cryptic and Term. There comes Jack. While everyone gets their line bearings going. By the looks of it, as everyone comes across the line, looks like Tadpole and the Chiller are gonna have to redo their laps because of invalidations. So by looks of them, that group. So Jacob, 37.0, fastest lap. Slowest, Owen, 39.9. Just taking a look at the chat on Twitch. Beatnik saying rain forecasted for Q2 and Q3. That explains why everyone's out and about quickly to get their laps in. Because rain is inbound. And there it is. There's the drops. So the Chiller's got to do something. And Phil then's going to have to get a lap in quick before it gets too wet. And as I say, a DRS disabled. So sadly, because of invalidations, Tadpole and the Chiller, unless they do some monumental, the Chiller 39.9. So unfortunately, DRS disabled, which means because of the invalidations, Tadpole, Owen, DeChiller, Term, and Philident are going to be knocked out of Q2. No DRS, and the track is starting to get a little too wet, which means, well, Q2 is pretty much over. 153. So, alright, give me 1 second. Okay, so well, we already have our Q3. So our Q3, it is Jacob Maxwell, Bourbon Cryptic, Cookie, Redfire, Reese, Beatnik, Jack and Luke. They are through into Q3. And yeah, so bottom 5, Term, DeChiller, Owen, Tadpole, and Philodent. Now the unfortunate thing is, if Tadpole and DeChiller didn't invalidate their lap the first time, they probably would have gone into Q3, either one of them. So, I mean, we could have seen probably Luke and Jack knocked out, but you never know what could happen. I mean, we know DeChiller would definitely be into Q3. Tadpole, don't know. Well, let's find out. 2 minutes to go. So we just have Reese, Cookie, Beatnik, and the Chiller to retire, and then we'll be moving forward into Q3. But yeah, like I said before, had the Chiller and Tadpole not invalidated their times, the Chiller would have gone through to Q3. Tadpole, maybe, but I don't know. So, yeah. So, Q3 will be up in a couple of minutes. Alright, so the track is out and about, and it's actually very wet. It's actually very wet conditions for this race. And, well, our first two is Jack and Beatnik. Actually, Beatnik is out on the inters. Same with Jack, Luke. Let me look. So, Jack, Luke, Maxwell, and Beatnik are taking a gamble to see if the intermediates will still hold its pressure. Well, everyone else is giving it a go with the wets. And Reese is yet to come out on track. Little slip of the wheel by Beatnik. A nice save nonetheless. And Beatnik and Jack, they're having a little bit of fun. I wonder which one is going to be moving on to see who will be the inaugural starter for the first qualifying lap. Oh, looks like Jack is going to be playing the polite game and let Beatnik do the honors. Oh, and Bourbon, who is the third guy? Looks like it is Red Fire. Yep, Red Fire, who backs off, limp through, and we're off and away. Beatnik to start up, but this time, let's go on board Red Fire. Let's see how the wet tires will work compared to the two intermediate runners. So as he makes his way through turns 1, 2, and 3. Right up on the curb. Let's see what kind of a time they're willing to do. Let's see what we get from Sector 1. Beatnik 32.6. Red Fire 31.2. So look again. 32.6 for Beatnik on that wet tire? Yeah. So Red Fire 1.5 seconds faster on that wet tire. It looks like wet tires is the one to go. I think Jack realized that and bailed to the pits. Let's see what we got for Sector 2. 20.6, 16.5. So yeah, Red Fire, the wet weather tires seems to be the right call. Because Beatnik 4 seconds behind, and Beatnik now realizes it, backs off to let Red Fire through. The Red Fire is going to be the benchmarker now for the fastest group, as Jack has come back out. Beatnik's gonna have to bail to the pits to get a set of wet tires. But here we go, inaugural lap, 56.5 for Red Fire. And wow, Cryptic a 10th behind. And Jacob just smashed it to bits with a 55.8. Bourbon 2 minutes flat. That's an unfortunate time there. Here comes Cookie. Nope, that's Reese. Cookie's in the final corners. Let's see what he's got. He comes out of the final corner, and it is 58.5. So Red Fire a 10th behind Cryptic in a Red Bull. Now, Beatnik is going to be going back out onto the track. He'll come out with a set of wet weather tires. Reese is out on his set and on a time lap. Let's see, what were they producing for sector time? So 30s, just a hair under 31 flat for Jacob. Reese, almost 4/10 behind Jacob in sector 1. So at this present moment, Reese could be looking at P2. Now remember this, because of certain glitches that are still lonking around, Formation Lab will be shut off in this race. 16-4. So let's see, what's this there? So 44-8. Well, just about 44-9 for Reese, only a 10th off. Sector 1 and Sector 2. So Reese looks to be right in tune with. So Reese about half a second off of Jacob following Sector 2. So it looks like Reese could be right behind Jacob and right behind Cryptic. Nope. Something went wrong in Sector 3. He falls to 4th with a 56-8. Maxo is on his lap. Let's see, what about Jack and Luke? Well, Jack's out on his run now. I do wonder what Jack is going to be capable of in this sector. Now, bear in mind, when it comes with Singapore's past, Jack, whether it's F1, Tier 2, Tier 2, Jack is literally the ruler of Singapore. And he doesn't shake it for pole, but still P2. That's pretty dang good for Jack in that McLaren. So if qualifying ended now, Jacob will fall to P6. Jack would take pole, Cryptic second, Cookie third, Reese fourth, and Redfire will be fourth, and Reese will be fifth. And Luke will fall to P15, but that's if it ended right now. But well, Luke's gonna have to do another lap. He has invalidated, so he's gonna have to go again. Beatnik is actually just starting his lap after mishaps in with going onto the wrong tire setting. But here we go. Here comes Maxwell around out of the final corners. It looks like it's going to be in the 58. Maxwell having some problems in the wet. 58.4 puts him P7. So Maxwell is really going to have to do something in this last lap. If he has the ERS deployment. Yeah, he does have enough ERS deployment. So he has enough to do it. Beatnik is off on his run. We have Luke starting his newest lap. Here's Jacob. Jacob is he redoing his? Or no, he's slowing down, so he's letting things pan out. Jack 1.3 seconds behind. So Jack is heading into the pits. He is done. He's P2. Cryptic is coming out for one final run. Let's hope he has enough time to get a lap done. So Jack, at the moment, with the 5-place grid drop put in place, Jack will inherit pole position. Unless someone beats him. But we do not know. Maxwell's just waiting and recharging. He's 2 seconds behind in Sector 1, in Sector 2. So it looks like he's gonna just go for broke in this final flying lap coming up. Now, 60 seconds remaining in Q3, so Cryptic is really going to have to hustle to see if he will have enough time to beat the clock and make it He is in the hairpin right now. There comes Luke across the line, P7. So at the moment, once that 5-place grid drop goes in, Luke will be starting P12, which will put Term in P10 and the Chiller P11. That's at this present moment. Alright, well here is Cryptic now. Oh boy, he's really gonna be kinda close. He's kinda close. 10 seconds. And you get it? 5, 4, 3. With 2 seconds, he's made it. So Cryptic makes it with 2 seconds left on the clock. And that will do it for qualifying. Reese does not come back out. He is P6. Let's see what else happens here. Beatnik out of the final corner. And he improves, but will stay P8. Alright, so here we go. Here comes Maxwell. And looks like Jacob has crashed. I think he locked up and crashed in the first corner of Sector 3. That's unfortunate there. Yup, he's locked up and hit that wall. That is very unfortunate. Anyways, out of the final corner now. Here comes Maxwell across the line, and he stays P7. Bourbon goes to P8. Let's see, Redfire stays P5. Luke will stay P7, so he will be P12. Bourbon will go to P8, P7. Beatnik P8. Maxwell P9. Term P10. The Chiller P11. And Luke will be P12. But let's see what Cryptic is capable of. He is 2 tenths up in Sector 2, which could inherit him pole position. Because Jacob does inherit fastest lap being Q3, but he will fall to P6 unless Cryptic knocks him off. Can he get it done? He does. Cryptic inherits pole position, and insanely, Jacob will be knocked down to P7. So looking at this here, Luke, like I said, drops to P. Luke will drop down to P. Luke will drop down to P12. Jacob will fall to P7, so Jack will be P2, Cookie P3, Redfire P4, Reese will be P5, and Bourbon will inherit P6, while Jacob will be P7. So P8 will be Beatnik, P9 Maxwell, Term P10, the Chiller P11, and Luke will be P12. Well, this is going to be interesting. So, we move on to the race itself. And let's see what everyone's tires will be for this event. So let's go with this grid very quickly. So Zora will be in P20. He's got Wavy Knife alongside him for the back row. Egg and Stenner make up row 9. Zakaria Philden in row 8. Tadpole Owen P row 7. Luke the Chiller row 6. Term Maxwell row 5. Beatnik Bourbon P row 4. Jacob and Reese row 3. Redfire, Cookie, row 2, Jack, and Cryptic, the front row. So here we go. The 5 lights will come on eventually. Here we go. The 5 lights come on for the Singapore Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go. It looks like Jack gets a really good jump on Cryptic as they head into turn number 1. Cookie hanging off in a P3, and looks like Cryptic is slightly off the track. Jacob hanging out in P6, right behind Reese in P5, as multiple cars swinging over in positions as we move forward into turn number 5. And Cryptic stays ahead of Jack as they head off into sector, in down the DRS straight, heading into turn number 7. And Jacob looking for a fight against Reese. This is for P5. Can he do it? A little tight. Ooh, and Jacob gets it done. Trouble behind. That is Bourbon around. Bourbon spins out. Was there contact with another driver? I do not know. But sadly, Bourbon, P7, falls to the back of the grid. But Jack had a really great start heading into turn number 1, but Cryptic and Trouble did Chiller collision with Tadpole out of the event, and a VSC deployed immediately. Well, let's take a look at the tires when we had the opportunity. Wavy Knife going ballsy with the soft tires. Bourbon, DeChiller, Owen, Luke, and Reese on the hard compound tire. Everybody else is on the mediums, and Owen has got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flag. My bet is he probably passed the Chiller who crashed in Tadpole incident, and the game probably told him to get the place back to the Chiller, and Owen didn't get the chance to do it. Looks like Luke has bailed to the pits, same as the Chiller, and looks like Zora is joining too. So is Zakaria and Phil, that they are in the pits as well. Tadpole's unfortunately out of. And wait, Tadpole is saying that this is on simulation damage. Is it really? No, it is not. Okay, so maybe he thought wrong, but we're back on the green. Cryptic runs off from Jack. Cookie sitting in 3rd place. Redfire, though, sitting nice and firm in 4th. Jacob riding his tail in P5. Looks like Phil then had a problem. But anyways, let's go a little bit further back. We're on board with Stenner. He is hunting down Egg to try to get himself into the points. This is P10. Bear in mind, Stenner, returning RPL driver, versus Egg, the Mercedes Academy assistant. So this should be interesting. See if Egg will let Stenner by to get himself into the points. Looks like things are starting to fade on into place, as looks like Term is up against. Maxwell Beatnik, as Jacob has set the fastest lap of the race. DRS, I believe, is enabled, or is it not yet enabled? No, it's not enabled yet. I don't think. But Term does set the fastest. Now Bourbon set the fastest lap. Yep, nope, DRS is active. The question is Jacob going to make the move? Can he make the attack stick? He's going for it. Ooh, locks up. He knew Redfire was making the move, but looks like Cookie trying to make an attack on Jack. That's for 2nd place. Jack holding his own. This group for 2nd to 5th. This little train is really starting to fire up as Luke is back in the pits. Looks like Luke is having some issues. Luke, a reserve for the Mercedes, for the Red Bull Academy, loaned to Alpine to fill in for the McLaren. And Luke, is in a sense having a race he wants to forget. Meanwhile, further back, Egg and Stenner are still hanging close in tow. Right behind, Wavy trying to catch Owen. He's in DRS move. And looks like, trouble for Term. He's got no wing. How did that happen? Oh, nope, never mind. That's just a game texture playing tricks on me. But Term, something went wrong in the Ferris wheel section, as he has lost P7 and P8 to Maxwell and Beatnik. So Beatnik up into P8, Maxwell in a P9. Looks like we have trouble again. That is Stenner about. Stenner has spun from P11 on the front straightaway. We're on board here as, I just missed it. Oh boy! It goes to top two, they spun. And looks like Jacob. Oh boy! Nice save by Jacob. Got a little slide. Nope, I didn't see contact between him and Jack. So looks like Jacob had a malfunction. He falls to P8. Cookie and Jack had a moment. Cookie falls to P8. And Red Fire up into second place now. And now Cookie, 5-second penalty for ignoring yellows. And hard to believe, we're only lap 3 into this race, and we already have a lap driver. Zora has already gone a lap down already. It looks like Jacob has gone past Cookie, but unfortunately that penalty is done. And Cookie into the wall, locked up. We just saw that break, and Cookie off into the wall. Not sure what happened there. He just completely locks up. He just locks up again. And almost hits the wall under the Ferris wheel. And Cookie now having problems. He's going to have to limp the car back to the pits for a new wing. That was really funny. The wing is gone, but the end plates are still there. You guys have seen that on my screen? That's just really silly. But Cookie in the pits. A 5-second penalty he got, and unfortunately that is no good. That is not going to help him in the slightest. Anyways, Jack still in pursuit of Red Fire. Let's get back. Let's go back further. Looks like Egg is looking to eye an attack on Owen. This is for P9 between these two. Just slightly further up, Jacob now looking to eyeball an attack on Term. This is at the suspension bridge, but Term is not moving in the slightest. But Jacob gets a little loose in that section. Stays there in P8 right now. Thankfully, managed to keep himself off the wall after a slide earlier. We have Jack. We have not Jack. Owen and Egg. They still are a little feisty for that P9 spot. Let's get back up front. We have Red Fire and Jack. This little fight could happen for there, and looks like we had trouble. And that is actually the lap car of Zora. The lap car of Zora. There. And now Wavy has spun on the main straight. He was in P12, but he's okay and still going. Zora off into the pits. Jacob, by the way, has gone into 7th place, passing Term. And Zora has gone into the pits. He's retired Zora out of the event. Jack in red, closer this time. Jack is closer this time. We're on board with the McLaren driver. Can he look for an attack against his teammate? Looks like Owen had a malfunction. There, it looks like Egg and Bourbon up against each other. And Bourbon to P9. And Jacob clearing Beatnik for P6. Beatnik moving over. It's quite a bit of action here and there. But Jacob, on a recovery, is up into P6. He's got his teammate Maxwell again coming up. But Maxwell's got Reese to deal with. For Reese, well, would have had one Ferrari to deal with. Now he's got a second one to deal with. Maxwell goes a bit wide. That could be noted for track limits. But Jacob holding his own. It's in P6, looking to see if he can get past his teammate to get into P5. See if Jack is closer to see if he can warrant an attack. Back on it. There's the Ferraris and Reese in the background. Oh, Jack's not close enough. Jack is not close enough. He wants to try to make that attack happen, but he's just not close enough. Meanwhile, Stenner definitely close enough against Owen. This fight's for P11. Is he making a tag? He's sneaking a peek. Ooh, a little tiny touch. Stenner. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. Well. That is going to be a safety car. I don't even know who caused... I'm not sure who's at fault for that. I mean, Stenner turned into Owen. And Owen... Did Owen squeeze him? Did Owen squeeze him? I mean, even if he did, that's a racing incident because Stenner turned into Owen first. And that was... Owie. Poor Stenner. Return back to RPL, and he is out of it. And, Term's out! Term has crashed out of P8! Oh, man. Right under the Ferris wheel. There he is. Term out. That sucks. That is unfortunate, to say the least. But as these guys are coming in, Cryptic, Redfire, Axel, Jack, Bourbon, Egg, they're all in. Reese and Beatnik have opted to stay out. I have no idea what happened. What happened between Stenner and Owen, but that was that was unique. So, with everyone filing into place, so here is our group once we resume back to racing. So, Reese is your leader, Beatnik is sitting in second, Cryptic is third, Redfire 4, Jack in fifth, Maxwell 6, Jacob 7, Bourbon an 8, Egg 9, Wavy 10. And then the rest of this group, it is Owen, DeChiller, Zakaria, Fanflo, Cookie, and Luke. Luke not having a good time, to say the least. And, oh, Maxwell's back in! Why is Maxwell back? Oh! He damaged the wing. Okay, not sure what happened to Maxwell, but that's unfortunate. Damaged wing. That's unfortunate. Beatnik comes out, he'll be P10. P8, sorry. Maximum P... Stopped so far. So Reese has not stopped yet. Luke's had 3. Maxwell, Chiller, Philaden, and Cookie have had 2 stops. Looking at the position changes, at this moment, Egg and Wavy are the biggest movers, 10 positions apiece. And Cookie, biggest loser. Oh, well, Egg is left, lagged out. That's not good. Anyways, Cookie, biggest loser, 12 positions lost since the start. Hopefully Egg can get back in. Anyways, the safety car should be coming in most likely this time. So we are 9 laps in of 31 in the Singapore GP race. We've had one VSC for Tadpole crashed out after colliding with the collision. After a collision with the Chiller, I believe. Zora went into the pits and retired. Term crashed out under the Ferris wheel, and Stenner out into the wall in turn 8 after an incident with Owen. And the crazy thing is, we got that moment of Stenner and Owen on stream, so the stewards will be appreciated knowing that we had a nice angle of that incident. But anyways, safety car is in. Reese in control of the field. He's got Cryptic right behind, Red Fire third, Jack 4, and Jacob in 5. So here we go. When will Reese take off? Looks like he is going now. We're off and away to restart for the Singapore GP. We're backing away, and Cryptic 0.5 of a second behind. And Red wanted to sneak a peek on Cryptic, but decides to fall back. Jacob now in 5th place right now. In 5th place, his first person to get clear, to get in the 4th, is Jack, the TP of the Alpine Academy. Meanwhile, Bourbon just hanging slightly back as the killer clears Egg to get into P8. And so we have a little crossover between Jack and Jacob. And Jacob is clear of Jack for P4. It looks like we have a problem. That is Philodent into the wall in turn 8. Same spot as where the Chiller crashed. Not the Chiller. Same spot where Stenner crashed, and that is a safety car. The safety car deployed well after this. Okay. So, unfortunately, we can't have a restart because we're already 25% into this race. Unless this is a safety car glitch. Hang on a sec. Could have been a safety car glitch, but I guess it is not. No, we'll have to wait and see what happens. With the safety car now back out. Anyway, so, well, once we get back underway, Will be 13 of 31 in. So 13 of 31. Anyways, so here we go. Let's try again. Reese in control. Now Reese managed to do a 6/10 gap over Cryptic. And it looks like he's gone earlier this time. And Cryptic, almost similar response. We're backing away here in Singapore. It looks like we have a problem already on restart. That is Zakaria. Looks like he had a problem. He's into the pits. Unfortunate for Zakaria, he is now out. So that is the end of Zakaria. So Zakaria in the pits, out. That is our 6th DNF of the event. So Cryptic, looking to see if he can sneak a peek onto Cryptic on the Reese for the lead, but no go. Red Fire still hanging down in 3rd. Red Fire's been having a semi-decent race. He's been hanging in the top 4 pretty much all race so far, even with the pit stop. Reese is still not pitted yet. He is on those hard tires. Jacob thought of sneaking a peek to take a look for 3rd place, but it's gonna have to wait as we move on. And actually, as Bourbon now looks like he's wanting to sneak a peek on Jack to take P5. We're on board with Bourbon now. As Jack fiddling about, looking about, seeing where he will go. And now it's these sweeping corners here as we head up to the fair, through this little group here. Underneath this, right there. Bada bing, boom, 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 boom. Anyways, for the back, we have the Chiller in 8th place up against Egg. Now, yeah, the Chiller still has a 5-second penalty that I believe was for ignoring the yellow flag. So he's still got to serve that penalty. Looks like Bourbon and Jack have switched positions. Yes, they have in turn 3. So Bourbon let loose in 5th place. Now Maxwell in the penalty club. 3-second penalty from Maxwell. Goes Red Fire. Still in 3rd. Jacob looking to sneak a peek. No, does not. Owen just, by the way, gets clear of Egg. Egg up against Cookie. Ooh, a little bump. There's Luke. In for P11, 12. Nope, he's through. Egg falls to 13th. Cookie has to get clear of Owen to get back into the points. And bear in mind, Cookie does have a penalty. Is it 3 seconds? Yes, it is. 3 second for track limit. Oh, Luke had nowhere to go. Cookie had some wheel spin exiting that corner, and Luke gave him a bump. Well, Luke had nowhere to go there. So that's not Luke's fault. Cookie made a mistake. Luke nowhere to go. So Cookie's not having a good moment there. Anyways, let's get back on board. We're on Beatnik now, as he has Jack in his sights. DRS back enabled. In his back, there is the Chiller right there. P8 with that 5-second penalty. And there is Maxwell right close behind as well. These two former teammates. Friendly rivals, to say the least, between those guys. Let's take a look back there. See if Maxwell is looking for an attack. No, he's too far back to make that move happen. And just ahead, Jacob clears Red Fire for P3. But no, Red Fire fighting back. Back with Bourbon as Jacob is cleared of Red Fire. Jacob in the 3rd place, and Red Fire moves over for Bourbon. Bourbon in the P4. So Red Fire playing the team orders, letting his teammate through. So Bourbon's thinking, I think I can catch him. I'll get him for you. And Red Fire's like, okay, go ahead. Go get him. I think team orders will play again for Jack. Yep, it does. Jack, whoa. That was a unique block there. But, Cookie now, by the way, further back, just cleared Owen, getting himself into the points. Beatnik up against the Chiller. And whoa. And the Beatnik having a little shakedown. Moves over from Maxwell. Beatnik into P9. The Chiller up into P7. Has Red Fire now to deal with. Beatnik is not too I don't think Beatnik will be too concerned because Maxwell and the Chiller have penalties. I don't think Red Fire cares that much either. So Red Fire hanging out in P6, very good running. I mean, literally, LP has been having a nice race so far today. Red Fire sitting in P6 and Bourbon sitting in P4. So 20 points for the French outfit of Alpine. Well, now it's 18. It's a Chiller just overtook Red Fire for P6. Maxwell wants to sneak a peek to go for P7. And it looks like he is going to make that shot. Here he goes. Maxwell through to P7 against Red Fire. And Cookie, surprise! There's a surprise move on Beatnik for P9. That was a nice little catch to see. So Cookie playing surprise games against Beatnik, but Beatnik, I think, caught off guard there. Here he goes again. Cookie's having some fun, and now Owen's playing in. But Cookie's like, nope, back off. Beatnik's mine. Oh, oh Lord. What the hell happened between Luke and Owen? Oh, Lord. Well, Red Fire is into the pit, so I think... So Red Fire is in. Damaged wing, okay. So, new medium's on for Red Fire, so that is going to say the end of him. Meanwhile, top four are within a second of each other. Bourbon trying to keep on tabs with Jacob. And Jack just sitting idly by in P5. Let's go on board with the Chiller. Who's in P6. Remember, the Chiller still has that 5-second penalty to serve for ignoring yellow flag. He's already had, and that's one of his penalties. He had to serve one earlier, which was a 5-second for causing a severe collision to Tadpole, which was resulting in Tadpole's DNF. But who knows how Tadpole got DNF'd. But who knows? But anyways, the Chiller hanging in there, sitting P6, but with the penalties that he has, he will fall to P8 behind Maxwell and Beatnik. That is if the race ended right then and there. Meanwhile, let's get back towards the front as Cryptic is eyeballing, is seeking for a chance to go for a win here today. Cryptic is actually looking for his third RPL F1 win of his career. He's had 2 so far. His last 2 were last season in Season 6 against, first one was in Spa, where he won because of a penalty inflicted on NRX Flynn in Belgium. And then 4 rounds later, he wound up doing it in Japan. Anyways, this little group fighting for the last points of the group. And it looks like Luke says, "Thank you very much. I'm glad you take that." It looks like, and while that fight was happening, as well, looks like Owens had a problem. Jack lost P5 to the Chiller. It looks like Jack is fighting back. So is Maxwell. Maxwell's actually fighting Jack now. Maxwell up to P6. Nice move. Yeah, Maxwell got a little too ambitious, didn't he? Oh, trouble in the start of Sector 3. That's Beatnik. Had a little problem. So then that puts Cookie up into P8 now. But the Chiller is on a bit of a recovery drive, to say the least. He started in P11 at the start of this Grand Prix. Was knocked out of Q2 because of an invalidation on his first lap, and the rain messed up with his second. And he is up into 5th place now. So the Chiller, not doing too bad, but that's not taking into account his penalties that he has. Because he has that 5-second I mentioned before, and he's got a 3-second now for exceeding track limits too many times. Let's take a look at, now we have Cookie, by the way. Start was in the top 5 at the start. Had an incident. Apparently, the word is that apparently Cookie had an incident with Jacob, and supposedly the claim is from one of the stewards, Leighton. Cookie was stuffed into the wall by Jacob. We'll have to see what happens later on, but Cookie's on a little recovery as well. He was in 13th at the end of the safety car. He's up to P8 now. Beatnik hanging, just sitting still. Been in the top 10 pretty much most of the event, and he's looking at, if he stays on point with Cookie, he's looking to regain that 8th place, and that's 4 points. Wow, let's go back slightly up front. Maxwell doesn't have enough speed to go against the Chiller, and looks like the Chiller is more than willing to keep him held back. Looking at the ERS deployments, Maxwell with about 40%, and the Chiller with 25%. And it looks like Maxwell is not making an effort to go take the enable overtake, make a shot for that P5 position. Well, I'm thinking Maxwell is just playing it safe because he's only got a 3-second track limit penalty. He's clear ahead of Jack, so he'll keep where he is. But with the Chiller's 8, he'll get P5. So I think Maxwell might be playing it slightly safe. And by the way, once the leaders come across the line, 10 laps to go. And looks like we have a new fight. Cookie against Jack as Jacob clears Cryptic for second place. Nope, they're fighting. And they're fighting still. And ooh, wowee. And vicious attack by Jacob. Cryptic backs out. Jacob in the second place. Cryptic anticipated the dive bomb attack and bailed out to savor staying on the track for another lap. Anyways, Cookie better exit out of the final corner, goes up against Jack, and is clear up into 7th place. Wavy has crashed, and another safety car. We have another safety car. This is gonna change everything. Now, Reese has not stopped yet, so that means Reese can stop. I do wonder what he is going to do. I mean, he'll pit. He's going to go for sauce, most likely. So, Jacob will probably inherit the lead. Okay, sorry, I had to try that. There's a little ticking of the mic, so we had a slight audio issue. We're back to normal. So, Reese should be coming in. So let's see what will happen. Let's see, will anyone else follow him? Looks like Cryptic has opted to stay out. So Cryptic opted to stay out. Cookie gets another penalty. So everyone has pitted minus Cryptic. I wonder what is going through Cryptic's mind with him staying out. Take a look at those that pitted, by the way. Let's take a look here. So Reese is on mediums, Jacob soft, Bourbon medium, Maxwell soft, Cookie soft, The Chiller soft, Beatnik soft, Jack medium, Egg medium, Luke soft, Red Fire soft, and Owen soft. So a lot of drivers sticking onto the soft compounds. And poor Cryptic with the hards. So he's going to have some really difficult work to do. So, I mean, once the safety car comes in, we'll be... It's not going to be this lap. Well, look at the lap counter, 23 of 31. It's going to be 25 of 31, so we'll be going back to green at lap 25, which will be about 7 laps to go. So Cryptic's going to hold the lead for 6-7 laps. If he is hoping for his 3rd win in RPL F1. Reese, by the way. Let me find Reese, see if he's had any lately. Now, if Reese could do the unthinkable and take the win, Reese's last win. Discord, don't be a dick. Was Season 5 France. That is his last win. So, Reese and Cryptic have not won a race this season. So they're hoping for that opportunity to happen. Be right back. Safety car's in. Safety car's in. So Cryptic in control. When will he go? He's off. We're off. So lap 24 of 31. 7 to go in this race, and Maxwell dives down the inside of Bourbon, gets clear in the second place. Cookie follows through in the 5th place. Maxwell, I'm sorry, 4th place. I don't know why I said second, but Maxwell up in the 4th. But remember, Maxwell has that penalty. The Chiller up in the 5th. Cookie falls to 6th. And here we go. The fight for the lead between oh boy! And Reese and Jacob collide. That's unfortunate. They fall to the back of the field. Well, that's unfortunate. Jacob to the back of the field. Cryptic in the lead. Reese falls to second to last. We did catch that on stream. Not sure what occurred between those two, but if I had to guess, if I was Lee and he saw that, he'll be like, Jacob just murdered my other guy. Yada yada bullcrap. And Maxwell trying to make a shot on Cryptic for the lead. Can't do it. Cryptic stays ahead. But here's Cookie in third place, looking to see if he can make a move on Maxwell for the lead for second place. Cryptic holding his own. I mean, literally, this is a big train of cars looking for the win, to say the least. Cryptic hanging his own, but it's not going to last much longer. Here comes Maxwell. Can he make a move? And Cryptic staying in front, keeping Maxwell back. Cookie sitting in third. The Chiller in fourth, too. And here we go. Cookie trying to think of a move on Maxwell, but nope. Cookie stays back. Cryptic still holding on to that lead. The Chiller sitting in fourth. This group is really tight and close as we move on into into there. Oh boy, it's gonna be really tight. Oh, bump between the Chiller and Cookie, but Cookie stays off the ball. He's okay. Beatnik, by the way, sitting in third and fifth, by the way. And Maxwell inherits the lead from Cryptic. Now Maxwell, 3 seconds he has for a track limit penalty. In order to keep his win, he's got to stay ahead by 3 seconds. And Cookie clears Cryptic for second place. Here comes the Chiller now to take third from Cryptic. And Beatnik battling Luke. That's his for fifth place. I mean, technically they stay within 3 seconds. This is a fight for second place. And Beatnik is trying to stay in there, and he's done it. He stays in fifth. Luke sitting in seventh, sixth. Jack in seventh. And, well, VSC deployed. Well, it's not for Jacob. He has not done anything. He hasn't done anything there. I wonder where it could be. One was damaged prior. Okay, there it is. Well, Egg's got no wings, so something must have happened to Egg. That's probably why the VSCs got deployed. Anyways, so VSC deployed. And with only 5 to go, Maxwell is ahead of Cookie by 1 second, ahead of Chiller by 1.2, actually 2 seconds. Maxwell right now is about 2.9 seconds ahead of Cryptic. So Maxwell's got to do just a little bit more, and he will keep his win intact. And we are back enabled. DRS back enabled. DRS enabled. Racing back underway. Maxwell is in the lead. Egg's back under action. He's had some problems at a moment. But anyways, looking at the timing now. Well, Maxwell is gonna inherit the win most likely. He is 4 seconds clear of Cryptic. And once they cross the line, 4 laps to go. We are looking at our 6th different RPL F1 winner in the form of Maxwell. But the battle is for the rest of the spots on the podium, because the Chiller has 8 seconds. The Chiller's got 3, so he is good for second place. It's just the last place on the podium, the 3rd spot, which is in regards to Cookie, who's got 6 seconds. And at this moment, Cookie is 4.5 seconds ahead of Cryptic for there, and 4.7 seconds clear of Beatnik, who is trying to get past Cryptic for P4, but Cryptic is keeping him back enough for the McLarens to make an attack. But Beatnik's really got to do something to get by the McLarens, to get past Cryptic, or else face risk with the McLarens. So Beatnik's gonna have to do something. He must get past Cryptic in order to make sure he'll get a 3rd place. At this present time, Beatnik's gonna miss out by half a second. Chiller has the fastest lap now, so the Chiller is looking at second place. Maxwell definitely looking at for a win, and now Cookie is gonna be guaranteed 3rd place. See if Beatnik gonna try to attack for the lead, but just can't. Just trying to get that spot, but he just can't do it. Luke is eyeballing an attack, but Beatnik is still struggling. He can't get past Cryptic. Literally, Beatnik's trying his best, but he just can't seem to get it done. Once the leader crosses the finish line, 2 laps to go for Maxwell to get a win. Maxwell's last win. Located here. Maxwell's last win was last season, round 2 in Imola. That was his last race win. So basically 35 races without a win for Maxwell. Beatnik is still trying. Actually, oh, they did get past Cryptic, but Luke clears Beatnik. Must have missed it for Cryptic to get for Cryptic being passed. So I must have missed it while I was trying to find Maxwell's last win. But Cryptic falls to P9. So 2 points for Cryptic in that Red Bull. Reese sitting in 8th in the Mercedes. And Beatnik getting swallowed up by the field. Losing 6 to Bourbon. Well, doesn't have damage. He was just fighting with Reese for P7. I guess all that fighting with Cryptic wore him down. But we are on the final lap for Maxwell. And he is looking for his first race win in 35 races. Cookie, by the way, his first race back in who knows how freaking long, will get a podium in his RPL return. The Chiller, unfortunately, in the Chiller's case, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. He'll settle for second place. I mean, the Chiller's just trying to chase for that for another win, but just keeps eluding him. So, but hopefully this time maybe next time he'll have the chance to get it done. As Reese want to sneak a shot on Bourbon to try to wrench 6th place, but couldn't do it. But as he comes out of the last corners for the final time, Maxwell, for the first time in 35 races, Maxwell wins a race. Maxwell wins the Singapore GP. The Chiller will settle for second. Cookie will fall for third. Jack comes across in 4th. Luke in 5, Bourbon 6, Reese 7, Beatnik. Hard fought against Cryptic for P8. Cryptic will be P9, and Red Fire will finish in 10th. Last 2 being Owen and Jacob. nice job by Ref. So nice job with a lot of these drivers. I mean, literally, nice props going out to the McLaren team, P4 and P5. Nice job on them. So nice win for him. DeChiller second place. Cookie return to RPL P3. Nice job with him. And there it is. So top three, Maxwell first win in 35 races. Gets the win. DeChiller second place. Cookie in third. McLaren fourth and fifth. Good job on them. Bourbon sixth place for the Alpine. Nice work for them. Reese bounced back after collision with Jacob to get P7, Beatnik P8, Cryptic P9, Redfire in P10. So we move on to next week's events. And next week's events, we know F1 will be at Japan for RPL F1. F2 will be in Austria. And, well, we were at Singapore today. Friday, Tier 2 will be in Singapore. So, from RPL Strengths, it's Ty and I will say good night, and have a good one.